Hello and welcome to On the Mic, a Zoomcast that spotlights students, services, and staff of Highlands Community Charter and Technical Schools. Highlands offer adults 22 years of age and older the opportunity to earn their high school diploma, learn English as a second language, and learn a skill. My name is Mike Roessler, and today we're joined by our very own Nate Klomp. Nate, how are you today?
Fantastic. It's Friday.
Yes, it's so nice to catch up with you. You know, Nate, you've been with Highlands now about 2 years. Is that right?
Going on a year and a half.
Okay, year and a half. I remember you, Nate, because Doc was supposed to see you. He was not here, so I got the privilege to kind of interview you prior to you being hired, and I certainly enjoyed every minute of that. You're a very interesting man and a smart man. Tell us, Nate, tell us how you found Highlands in the beginning.
Oh, well, I worked for Delta Dental for 22 years.
Wow.
And I was laid off in 2019 in August. And I had people had been telling me for years that I needed to keep my skills up to date because nobody was going to want to hire a mainframe operator in 2020, right? So people have been telling me that for a decade, and I was like, well, you know, I've got such great benefits here, and my kids are growing up, and I don't want to be changing my job while my kids are my kids are going to school, because growing up, my dad, he worked for a lot of companies as a contractor, and we moved around a lot. So I went to 12 different high schools. So I was like, I don't want my kids to have to switch schools and start all over fresh. But anyway, so I got laid off, and it was absolutely a stunning blow to me. I didn't expect it at all. And of course I wasn't ready because I hadn't kept my skills up to date, and I hadn't, tried interviewing for a job since the 90s. So like literally.
So Nate, Nate, a lot had changed from, I mean, you probably didn't have your resume updated.
Nope.
Resumes have gone through 2 or 3 or 4 different variations of what people consider to be proper resumes by the time that you last wrote a resume.
And basically the last time I had written a resume, I was going essentially from one business to another. You dressed up in a suit and you knocked on the door and you asked for the boss. Nobody does that anymore. So I was not ready for that. And so it took me a couple of months to figure out what I needed to do. But my brother-in-law works for the Roseville Joint Union High School District. And he was telling me that schools are great places to work, and to check out EdJoin. He said schools are always looking for IT people because a lot of schools have very outdated IT infrastructure, and so they need somebody who knows how to do IT stuff. And I said, well, I don't know if my skills are what schools need. And he said, believe me, he said every school is going to need somebody who could do IT. Anyway, so I applied at a couple of different places, and it was a process. I got a few interviews, but really the only one that I was excited about was Highlands, because the idea of working at an elementary school or for a school district that is going to have me driving to 15 or 20 different locations all around Northern California, which is some of the other interviews that I got, just really don't sound very, the idea of being in traffic for 4 hours a day so that I can get paid $16 an hour is really not fun to think about. And especially since, I still got the kids at home, but they're all over 18 now. So since they're all out of school, I was like, okay, well, I've been driving them to and from school for 20 years now. And do I want to take on a job where I drive 4 hours a day? Anyway.
So
Highlands was much better than every alternative that I looked at.
And listen, I think it's worked out great for the both of us, right? Highlands and also you, Nate. And so so I got to interview you. I sent the message back to Doc like, hey, this is a good dude. Let's if everyone else says yes, let's do it. And then Doc said yes, and of course the IT folks said yes. And you've been with us over about 18 months now. And so, Nate, you mentioned your kids. Tell us about your family.
Okay, well, my daughter is, tell me if the numbers are right. I believe she's 23 this year. She was born the 11th of March of 1998, 2 weeks after I started my job at Delta. So my first IT job started 2 weeks before she was born.
Wow.
And it was also a grave shift job. So like literally the entire time I worked there was grave shift. So my kids growing up, I got to be with them during the day to watch them for 22 years. So I was the one driving them to school and everything. But she's a lovely person. At 23, she is the general manager of a Jamba Juice. Her name is Kelly, by the way.
Nice.
And I told her she needed to stay in school, go to college, but she was like, "No, I'm not. I'm not a student. I need to go and actually get work experience." And she wanted to be, the entire time she was growing up, she wanted to be an artist. And I told her, if you're going to be an artist, you need to go to school and learn marketing. You need to be able to have a business head on your shoulders if you want to, because essentially every artist is a independent business person.
Yeah,
and
small business owner, right?
That was not what she wanted to do. She wants to do art for fun and not for business. That's fine. Then she's getting a job that she likes. She likes being in management, and she likes working for a company that she appreciates what they do, much like myself. She feels really comfortable working there, and she does it all the time. Unfortunately, now that she's a general manager, she works 50, 60 hours a week, and then really doesn't have a lot of time to do art. But hopefully in the future that will change. My middle child is Adam. He was born on 4th of July, 1999. And being the 4th of July kid, he is the ginger, much like myself. Unlike myself, he got my mother's family's height, so he's 6.5 feet tall, whereas I only got to 5'8". Taller than my whole dad's family, but still very much shorter.
So he's 6 feet tall.
He's six. I think he's 6'4".
Holy cow!
Yeah. So I didn't get that. I didn't get that height growing up. My brother got all the height, but my middle child, he got my mom's family's height. So good for him. He wants to be a baker, and he is supposedly going to be completing, at least going for his AA or AS, actually, I think, at Sierra College. He's been working on that for a couple of years now, but he has a very difficult time in a what do you call it? The remote learning. So he hasn't even bothered to sign up for classes this semester. And I was telling him, we were literally just talking about it yesterday, and he says, "Oh, I need to get back in classes, but I can't do the remote learning thing." I said, "You gotta keep trying." Anyway, he is he turned 21 last July, so he's going to be 22 this year. And then my youngest is Ryan. He is 18, and he's turning 19 this year. We didn't do it on purpose, but his birthday is 5 days later than my middle child. He's the 9th of July, and so that's fun that everybody has a birthday in the same week.
Right.
But he is very interested in gaming. He's very interested in computer gaming, and I'm hoping that it means that he gets into the IT field, but since he hasn't done any even. He just finished high school last spring, so we got the COVID graduation where we had to drive through, and then they take a picture of you from a distance against a tree with your cap and gown.
Right.
So that's kind of a bummer that he didn't get to go to the whole thing like all of his friends did. But at least I'm glad that he finished school. He was 6 months behind the rest of his class. He has some pretty severe, he's autistic spectrum, and he has a very difficult time with school. So I'm afraid that he might not get into college. I don't know, but I'm hoping that that's something that he looks into, because, getting a job in the field that he wants to work in is really hard without some kind of degree or some kind of extra schooling besides high school. But we'll see, I guess. But right now, he's at home.
Yeah, Nate, Nate, it sounds like your three children are very creative in their thinking and their desires for employment down the road. Nate, what is your job title here at Highlands?
I'm an information technology coordinator.
I love it, and I love it, Nate. Listen, I mean, we have grown. Highlands has grown even in the last 18 months since you've been here, right?
Oh my gosh, leaps and bounds. It's really been something to see. I'm guessing that we're going to be expanding quite a bit here in the next couple of years too. When I started, supposedly we had somewhere around 2,200 students, and now it's something like 5,000 students. So it's
right.
A lot.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Nate. Because there's a need for it, Nate, and our students enjoy coming to school. I think a lot of them really enjoy having that structure of driving or getting to a classroom setting. It sounds like your middle son, right? And so,
oh, absolutely. And my youngest would be the same way. He cannot. We tried for a while to do a remote schooling for him, and he can't focus well in a distance learning scenario. And he specifically has told me that if he wants to get in any college classes, it's got to be in person, because he just can't maintain his attention in a distance learning thing. So I understand that that's a problem for people, and that's part of the reason I like Highlands so much, that we have that ability for. I mean, I need to go back to high school to complete my diploma, and
is that right, Nate?
Yeah, I still don't have my diploma. I got a GED. I actually started working full time at 17, and I left home at 16, and there's no way I could have. When I tried to join the military, actually in '94, I was going to go Air Force, and they said, "Oh, you have to finish a diploma." And then I looked around for adult schooling at the time, and they said, "You'll have to go back to full-time schooling for 2 years to get your diploma." And I was like, I can't do that. I got to pay my rent. At the time, I was working 3 part-time jobs to pay rent. It's just not going to happen.
Hey, Nate, Nate, now you're on the clock. Okay. Now, listen, here's what we want you to do. Find your GED, proof that you passed all 5 sections. Bring us your latest transcripts from the last high school you attended to. You certainly have enough job experience, and I would love to see how close you are to graduation of earning.
I'm interested to see myself, for real.
I bet you would be, yes. Hey, Nate, tell us what you enjoy most about your job here at Highlands.
Honestly, I gotta say it's the team that I'm working with. It's just having been working full time since 1993. I gotta say, I don't think I've worked with a group of people that are as interesting and as stimulating to work with as what I got right now. So I love working with this group of people, and just Highlands in general, it's just it's a very laid back situation. And the other thing I like about my job is I'm into IT. You know, I work with computers all the time, and I like troubleshooting through stuff and just trying to.
Hey, listen, Nate, I can.
Anyway, it's all fun. It's just a great job.
Listen, I've been here a little while, and I've certainly enjoyed my time here at Highlands. And I know for one, Nate, that when something doesn't work on my computer, you know, it's like, man, I need some help. And so I very much appreciate you and your teammates over in IT of all the skills you bring to some of us that don't have those skills and are quite frustrated when things don't work like we think they're supposed to. You really make our jobs a lot easier because listen, most of us, Nate, come into work and we turn our computers on and we want the darn things to work, right?
Yes, sir. Well, you know, that's another thing I like about our job is that you know, we literally get one-on-one helping people all the time. And you know, we're support. We need to be there, get ready at a moment's notice to help people so they can do their jobs. That's a good feeling when you actually can fix something for somebody right there and have them go right back to work. It is great.
It really is. Nate, I say this all the time, that all of us have really a feel-good job because in your case, Nate, you get to help the employees and the teachers that are then helping the students. And then of course the teachers get to have the interaction with the students. And so I truly believe this is a feel-good job. And most days, Nate, you and I drive home and we're feeling pretty darn good about what we've done that day. Nate, before we leave, I have one question about, did you have great dental insurance with Delta Dental?
Interestingly enough, I have the same insurance now. When I started working for them, they had 95% insurance coverage for everything. Literally, when my kids were born, I went to Kaiser and paid $5, and that was it.
Wow.
Yeah, that was in the 90s, though.
Right.
Things changed when the whole. Actually, I gotta say, somewhere around 2010, everything kind of went crazy with insurance. Remember, and suddenly our insurance became 80% insurance from we had the whole Cadillac plan at the beginning. So our insurance now is actually better than what the employees at Delta have, which is hard to believe, but it's true.
Boy, it sounds like, Nate, that you landed on your feet once you were laid off from Delta Dental. You came over to Highlands. You really found a place that you appreciate, but also appreciates you back. And we certainly enjoyed spending some time with you on the mic today, Nate. Thank you so much for sharing about your family. That it was very great to hear about your kids, your very creative kids. So
thank you so much for the opportunity, man. I love talking to you, and I love working for Highlands.
Yeah, Nate, you can tell. I think I don't think we say it enough, but we certainly appreciate you and again the folks at IT for all you do. Have a great Western day, Nate.
I can't help it.
Thank you so much, Nate.
Thank you.